On to your evening meditation. So just giving yourself the gift of the next half an hour's time out, going somewhere where you're not going to be disturbed for the next half an hour, putting your phone on mute or silent. Sitting comfortably in your favorite meditation posture, whatever that is. So that could be sitting cross-legged on the floor. Support your back if you're doing that. That's what I'd recommend. And if you're sitting on a chair, just close your eyes and keep your back straight, feet shoulder width apart. Put your phone on mute or silent if you haven't already. And start off by taking a nice deep breath in through the nose. So breathing into the lower stomach as though you're breathing into the belly button. And that pushes out. And then second phase of the breath. Into the heart center. Into the upper chest. And into the head. Contract your sphincter muscle that locks the energy in. Creates a pumping action up the spine. Another sip of air into the head. Be aware of a nice warm tingling sensation sort of flowing up the back. It's the life energy or kundalini energy as it's called in the yogic tradition. Flowing up the spine. You just pause at the top of the inhale. You hold the breath briefly there. Smile. Connect with the stillness and just check in with your mind. Notice any thoughts going on, any emotions, particularly thoughts about the past or the future. Emotions that go along with those kinds of thoughts can be grievances, resentment, anger, irritation about something that's happened in the past, and maybe worry, anxiety, despair even about the future. Notice how that all shows up in your body. So maybe there's an uncomfortable feeling somewhere in your body. There's tension in your chest, maybe a knot in your stomach, clenching of your jaw, tight neck and shoulders. Just notice all of this. And now choose to let it go with the breath. So I'm going to exhale. Just blowing it all out. Just letting go of all this tension, all this negativity, dropping it with the breath. Nice full deep exhale. And you pull the lower stomach into the spine. Expel the last remaining air out. And you smile. The bottom of the exhale. So really pay attention to the stillness and the peace in the gaps between breaths and the gaps between my words as well. And then breathe in again. Nice deep inhale. Filling up the lower stomach. And breathing into your chest, into the heart center. Contract the sphincter muscle. It's the muscle used to contract the flow of urine or squeeze the last bit of urine out. So lock that in, pump up the energy up the spine with the breath. So it's a maximal inhale breath. Try not to create any tension in your neck and shoulders, so don't hunch them up. Just keeping them nice and relaxed, fluid. Just pause at the top of the inhale briefly. Connect with the stillness in the gap between breaths. Smile. And then you exhale. Just you exhale, sighing it all out, letting the air flow out of your nostrils, making a sighing sound in the back of your throat. Notice the vibration in the back of your throat, the air flows out of the nostrils, and this life energy just subsides back down into the chest, into the stomach. Pause at the bottom of the exhale. Smile. And then repeat the cycle. So breathing in and just really tuning in to all these subtle sensations of the breath. So noticing stomach rise, contraction of the sphincter muscle, energy flowing up the spine, your chest and your heart center, all the way up into the crown of the head. Pause at the top of the inhale, smile. And then you exhale. Just exhaling out. Notice the energy flowing out of your nostrils, vibration in the back of your throat. This energy, life energy that you've raised up, flows down like a wave subsiding back into the ocean, coming to rest in your lower stomach and groin. Pause there. And then repeat the cycle. It's like a wave-like motion. So just get into this nice, deep, slow rhythm. Watching the breath brings your mind into the present moment. So if you notice any distracting, disturbing, or distressing thoughts, just notice them and then let them go with the breath. Sinking a little bit deeper with each breath into this lovely, peaceful, calm, relaxed state of mind. There's nothing to do, there's nowhere else to go. Just breathe, relax, be still. Let these words I'm going to read you just drop in to that stillness. So you don't have to try and intellectually understand them, which means you're not trying to analyze them, evaluate them, judge them in any way. Just allowing them to permeate into your awareness, just dropping in like pebbles into a pond, very still, calm lake. Plop. Because your mind is so still, the ripple effects are noticeable. It can ripple all the way into the depths of your subconscious mind, which is where these ideas are needed. Because our default program of separation, which of course calls the ego, is very deeply entrenched in our subconscious mind. So that's the level where we need to undo it. So just keep watching your breath. And your breath help you to stay nice and calm, clear, empty, open, but aware as you let these words just drop in to the stillness. Just absorb them on a deeper level. So what is the second coming? It's the question, and let's hear what Jesus has to say in response to that. Christ's second coming, which is sure as God, sure as eternal love. You can always substitute the word God for love, so I'll do that as we go along, as well as the word Christ, which really refers to your higher self. So you can use the terms interchangeably. Christ is your higher self, your true self. God is infinite eternal love. And Christ's second coming, which is sure as God, sure as love itself, is merely the correction of mistakes and the return of sanity. It is a part of the condition that restores the never lost and reestablishes what is forever and forever true. It is the invitation to God's word, to love's extension, to take illusion's place, the willingness to let forgiveness rest upon all things, without exception and without reserve. Just pause, reflect on that briefly, watch the breath. What does this mean? Without exception, without reserve, forgiveness resting upon all things. It means that it doesn't matter what happens in the world, in your experience, you always have the choice to let go of any negative thoughts and emotions that seem to be caused by something external, but actually are not. Thoughts and emotions come from a source in your own mind. And that source is either true, that source we call God or love, or it's false. That source we call the ego or fear, sense of a separate self. Christ is the sense of a whole self, one self, that is united with the source that created it. So it is the all-inclusive nature of Christ's second coming of your higher self into your awareness. That's what he really means by Christ's second coming. That permits it to embrace the world and hold you safe within its gentle advent, which encompasses all living things with you. There is no end to the release the second coming brings, as God's creation, or love's extension, if you prefer that language, must be limitless. Forgiveness lights the second coming's way, because it shines on everything as one, and thus is oneness recognized at last. So pause, watch your breath, reflect on that. Forgiveness, or letting go, as I prefer to call it, brings about the second coming of your higher self, because you simply let go of your misperceptions, of your own negative thoughts and emotions about everything. That's why it shines on everything as one. And that restores your mind to this consciousness, this awareness of oneness, which is love. And you completely identify with that. And you're identified with Christ, and the second coming has come about in your mind. Second coming of Christ. It's the awakening of yourself, your mind to its true nature. So the second coming ends the lessons that the Holy Spirit teaches, making way for the last judgment, in which learning ends in one last summary that will extend beyond itself and reaches up to God, up to this perfect oneness, eternal love that we call God. The second coming is the time in which all minds are given to the hands of Christ, given to the hands of your higher self, the one self we share, to be returned to spirit in the name of true creation and the will of God, the will of this eternal loving presence that we call God. Don't get hung up on the language. Remember the words, any word is just a pointer to a deeper inner understanding, and ultimately an experience. It goes beyond understanding, beyond concepts, beyond language. Try and let these words give you that experience. That experience is one of feeling uplifted, inspired, happy, loving, peaceful, joyful, no matter what's happening in your life or the world. So the second coming is the one event in time which time itself cannot affect. Nothing that happens in time and space can affect this in any way. for everyone who ever came to die, or yet will come, or who is present now, is equally released from what he made. In this equality is Christ, the one self we share, restored as one identity, in which the sons of God, extensions of love itself, acknowledge that they all are one. And God the Father, the source of all true creation, smiles upon his Son, love's extension. It's one creation and its only joy. Pray that the second coming will be soon. But do not rest with that. It needs your eyes and ears and hands and feet. It needs your voice. And most of all, it needs your willingness. Let us rejoice that we can do God's will, the will of this infinite, eternal, unconditional, loving presence, and join together in its holy light. Behold, the Son of God, extension of love itself, is one in us. And we can reach our Father's love, our source's love, through him, through this Christ concept, who we really are, this higher self. This connects us with this loving presence, Father or the source. So just watch your breath, reconnect with that, smile. Just breathing in and out. Take a nice deep breath in. Just prepare for today's lesson, Workbook Lesson 306 from A Course in Miracles. So breathe in, and notice how the stomach pushes out as you breathe in. Contract the sphincter muscle, you lock the energy in. Second phase of the breath into the heart center, the upper chest, the head. Smile at the top of the inhale. Just pause. Breathe. So the gift of Christ is all I seek today. The gift of my higher self is all I seek today, is another way of saying that. And what is that gift? So let's listen and hear what Jesus has to say in this short commentary. So exhale first, just empty yourself with the breath, blowing it all out, letting everything go, just dropping all thoughts, all emotions, all tension with the breath, and sinking into this very deep place in your mind. The mind is clear, calm, empty, open, but aware. I'm just going to, again, allow these words to just sink in, permeate into your awareness. Really try and, don't have to try, just allow them in and experience the energy, the vibration of these words. Just feel into it is another way of saying it. So it's not about intellectual understanding. As we come to the end of the course, it's more about experience of these higher states of mind, of being. These are the gift of Christ, love, peace, joy, happiness that is not dependent on any external condition. So keep watching your breath, breathing in. Notice the stomach rise, the chest rise. Energy rising up the spine, do a little contraction of the sphincter muscle to help that process. Pause. Smile at the top of the inhale as you experience some of these gifts of Christ. Just tranquility and peace. And exhale, sigh it all out, make the little contraction in your throat, sighing sound in the back of your throat, air flows out of the nostrils. Chest and the stomach suck back in. Pause, smile, and then repeat the cycle. So just step back and watch your breath. And allow these words just to sink in to your mind, to a deeper part of your mind, your subconscious. Feel the energy of the words. Let them take you into a deeper experience. What Christ really means. So what but Christ's vision would I use today? Say that to yourself. What but this vision of my higher self would I use today, when it can offer me a day in which I see a world so like to heaven, that an ancient memory returns to me. Today, I can forget the world I made. Today, I can go past all fear and be restored to love and holiness and peace. Today I am redeemed and born anew into a world of mercy and of care, of loving kindness and the peace of God. So feel that peace now just coming over you, rising in your mind and your heart, washing over you, enveloping you in its soft embrace. Invite this peace, this love, these are the gifts of Christ, into your awareness fully with this prayer. And then we'll have a couple of minutes of silence just to experience these very deeply. And so, my Father, my source, say this in your mind to yourself after me, addressing the most innermost source of your being. I return to you, remembering that I never went away, remembering your holy gifts to me. In gratitude and thankfulness I come, with empty hands and open heart and mind, asking but what you give. I want nothing else, because I cannot make an offering sufficient for your Son, your extension. But in your love, the gift of Christ, His higher self that we truly are, is His. So just pause, keep watching your breath. And you're going to sink into this peace and into the gratitude and the thankfulness. To feel its higher states arising, enveloping you. This peace, this joy, this happiness, this love, this gratitude. Words just point you to deeper inner state that's really beyond words. So go there, just go into that state, forget the words, forget everything. For the next 2 minutes of silence, just breathe, relax, and be as you are, the Christ. And let the gifts of Christ be given to you for the next 2 minutes of silence. So if you notice any thoughts or emotions arising, gently notice them and let them go by returning all your attention to the breath. Imagine they're like clouds just drifting by the sky of your eternal awareness. And as you exhale, you just blow them away. And they're going, gone. What's left is this eternal, serene sky of your true awareness, the Christ in you. So sink even deeper into that awareness for the next minute of silence. And so just gently coming back into an awareness of body, the breath. So just noticing the stomach rise as you breathe in. And feel this life energy rising up the spine. To the heart center. Just don't let anything disturb you. So there's noise in the background, barking dogs, whatever's happening in your environment. Just allow it to be. So let it all go. Just return your attention to the breath. Just noticing all these subtle sensations of the breath. Air flowing into the nostrils, chest and stomach rising. Energy flows up the spine. Smile, top of the inhale. And then exhale, sigh it all out. So air flows out of the nostrils, chest and stomach suck back in. There's the vibration in your throat, the energy subsiding back down, front channel of your body into the lower stomach, into your groin. And you pause there at the bottom of the exhale and you rest in the stillness and the silence. So that's 1. On the count of 3, you're going to open your eyes. So 2, just noticing all of your body senses. So what are you touching, feeling with your hands? Notice the weight of your body. Pressing down into the chair, feet touching the ground. Maybe there's a subtle taste in your mouth. smell in your nose. As you breathe in, notice that smell, notice what you're hearing. So noticing any sounds, and whatever it is, just don't allow it to disturb you. Just let it go. Just allow these things to be. They arise and then they subside. There's no naming, judging, labeling, judging it as good or bad. Just allow whatever happens to happen without any mental interpretation, no story, because that's where the problems come in. But these interpretations, stories we tell ourselves, and then those thoughts engender emotions, which are often negative. Negative emotions then produce all kinds of stress hormones and chemicals in our body, which negatively affect our health, and they get us addicted. And so we keep thinking those thoughts and feeling those emotions to get the rush chemicals. It all starts with the mind. So 3, open your eyes and just look around. Take 30 seconds to a minute to look around, just gazing around the room, wherever you happen to be, up, down, to the side. Letting your gaze rest very briefly on whatever objects happen to be there, and then move on without naming them, labeling them, judging them in any way. So you're practicing non-judgmental perception, letting go of the I know judgmental mind that wants to name and judge and categorize and label everything, and opening yourself up to the gifts of Christ, gifts of a transcendent self and awareness that is beyond the material world. So I hope you've had a deep connection, you've experienced some of those gifts this evening. If you'd like to stay connected, use the shorter recording, the breath break, that I sent you if you're in the WhatsApp group. And remember the Art of Letting Go Club. If you're out there on YouTube, then just pause, take a breath, and remember the gift of Christ, gift of my higher self is all I seek today. Use it as a way of interrupting the pattern of negativity. So that's what these lessons do. They interrupt the default pattern of thoughts and emotions and behavior that the ego has got you trapped in. And that's what transformation is about. They open you up to something else, another experience, another feeling coming through, and then affecting your thoughts, your words, your actions, your entire life. Stems from what you think and what you feel. So I hope this has helped you to feel more inspired, more connected, and experience some of these gifts of love and peace and joy. I wish you a very flowing, loving, peaceful, and joyful evening ahead, and good practicing. So thank you for listening, and I hope to connect with you tomorrow. Got a meditation at 12:30 UK time, 1:30 SA time in the Zoom room, and another one in the evening at 6:30 tomorrow, 6:30 p.m. UK time, 7:30 SA time in the Zoom room. That's in it's British summertime. If you're on YouTube, you can sign up to the channel, subscribe to the channel and be notified when I go live, or go to freemeditations.online. It's freemeditations.online. I'll put that URL in the text message in the post attached to this video. You can go there and find out more about how you can register and get access to the afternoon session as well, or join us live on Zoom. So thank you for listening again, and I wish you the gifts of Christ this evening. Namaste, which means Christ in me, the love in me honors, acknowledges the love in you. Thank you for being here and thank you for doing this work.